everyone. Welcome back to Bible in a Year. My name is Natalie, and today we are on day 264. I am so happy that you're here today, and I hope that your day is going fantastic. We are going to be reading out of 1 Kings chapter 2, Ezekiel chapter 19, Mark chapter 14, but only verses 1 through 16 today, and then we'll close out the day with Psalm 134. So let's get started. 1 Kings chapter 2. Now the days of David came near that he should die. And he commanded Solomon his son, saying, I am going the way of all the earth. You be strong, therefore, and show yourself a man, and keep the instruction of Yahweh your God, to walk in his ways, to keep his statutes, his commandments, his ordinances, and his testimonies, according to that which is written in the law of Moses, that you may prosper in all that you do and wherever you turn yourself. Then Yahweh may establish his word which he spoke concerning me, saying, If your children are careful of their way, to walk before me in truth, with all their heart and with all their soul, there shall not fail you. He said, a man on the throne of Israel. Moreover, you know also that Joab the son of Zeruiah did to me, even what he did to the two captains of the armies of Israel, to Abner the son of Ner, and to Amasa the son of Jether, whom he killed, and shed the blood of war in peace, and put the blood of war on his sash that was around his waist, and in his sandals that were on his feet. Do therefore according to your wisdom, and don't let his gray head go down to Sheol in peace. But show kindness to the sons of Barzillai the Gileadite, and let them be among those who eat at your table. For so they came to me when I fled from Absalom, your brother. Behold, there is with you Shimei, the son of Gera, the Benjamite of Bahurim, who cursed me with a grievous curse in the day when I went to Mahanaim. But he came down to meet me at the Jordan, and I swore to him by Yahweh, saying, I will not put you to death with the sword. Now therefore, don't hold him guiltless, for you are a wise man, and you will know what you ought to do to him. And you shall bring his gray head down to Sheol with blood. David slept with his fathers, and was buried in David's city. The days that David reigned over Israel were 40 years. He reigned 7 years in Hebron, and he reigned 33 years in Jerusalem. Solomon sat on David his father's throne, and his kingdom was firmly established. Then Adoniah, the son of Haggith, came to Bathsheba, the mother of Solomon, and she said, Do you come peacefully? He said, Peaceably. He said, moreover, I have something to tell you. And she said, Say on. He said, You know that the kingdom was mine, and that all Israel set their faces on me, that I should reign. However, the kingdom is turned around and has become my brother's, for it was his from Yahweh. Now I ask one petition of you. Don't deny me. She said to him, Say on. He said, Please speak to Solomon the king, for he will not tell you no, that he give me Abishag the Shunammite as wife. Bathsheba said, All right, I will speak for you to the king. Bathsheba therefore went to the king Solomon to speak to him for Adoniah. The king rose up to meet her and bowed himself to her and sat down on his throne and caused a throne to be set for the king's mother, and she sat on his right hand. Then she said, I ask one small petition of you, and don't deny me. The king said to her, Ask on my mother, for I will not deny you. And she said, Let Abishag the Shunammite be given to Adoniah, your brother, as wife. King Solomon answered his mother, Why do you ask? King Solomon answered his mother, Why do you ask Abishag the Shunammite for I'm going to start that over, sorry. Verse 22, tongue twister. King Solomon answered his mother, Why do you ask Abishag the Shunammite for Adoniah? Ask for him the kingdom also, for he is my elder brother, even for him, and for Abiathar the priest, and for Joab the son of Zeruiah. Then King Solomon swore by Yahweh, saying, God do so to me, and more also, if Adoniah has not spoken this word against his own life. Now therefore, as Yahweh lives, who has established me and set me on my father David's throne, and who has made me a house as he promised, surely Adoniah shall be put to death today. King Solomon sent Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, and he fell on him, so that he died. To Abiathar the priest, the king said, Go to Anathoth, to your own fields, for you are worthy of death. But I will not at this time put you to death, because you bore the Lord Yahweh's ark before David my father, and because you were afflicted in all in which my father was afflicted. So Solomon thrust Abiathar out from being priest to Yahweh, that he might fulfill Yahweh's word which he spoke concerning the house of Eli in Shiloh. This news came to Joab, for Joab had followed Adoniah, although he didn't follow Absalom. Joab fled to Yahweh's tent and held on to the horns of the altar. King Solomon was told, Joab has fled to Yahweh's tent, and behold, he is by the altar. Then Solomon sent Benaiah the son of Jehoiada, saying, Go fall on him. Benaiah came to Yahweh's tent and said to him, The king says, Come out. He said, No, but I will die here. Benaiah brought the king word again, saying, This is what Joab said, and this is how he answered me. The king said to him, Do as he has said, and fall on him and bury him, that you may take away the blood which Joab shed without cause from me and from my father's house. Yahweh will return his blood on his own head, because he fell on 2 men more righteous and better than he, and killed them with the sword, and my father David didn't know it. Abner, the son of Ner, captain of the army of Israel, and Amasa, the son of Jether, captain of the army of Judah. So their blood will return on the head of Joab and on the head of his offspring forever. But for David, for his offspring, for his house, and for his throne, there will be peace forever from Yahweh. Then Benaiah the son of Jehoiada went up and fell on him and killed him, and he was buried in his own house in the wilderness. The king put Benaiah the son of Jehoiada in his place over the army, and the king put Zadok the priest in the place of Abiathar. The king sent and called for Shimei and said to him, Build yourself a house in Jerusalem and live there, and don't go anywhere else. For on the day you go out and pass over the brook Kidron, know for certain that you will surely die. Your blood will be on your own head. Shimei said to the king, What you say is good. As my lord the king has said, so will your servant do. And Shimei lived in Jerusalem many days. At the end of 3 years, 2 of Shimei's slaves ran away to Achish, son of Mecca, king of Gath. They told Shimei, saying, Behold, your slaves are in Gath. Shimei arose, saddled his donkey, and went to Gath to Achish to seek his slaves. And Shimei went and brought his slaves from Gath. Solomon was told that Shimei had gone from Jerusalem to Gath and had come again. The king sent and called for Shimei and said to him, "Didn't I adjure you by Yahweh and warn you, saying, 'Know for certain that on the day you go out and walk anywhere else, you shall surely die?' You said to me, 'The saying that I have heard is good.' Why then have you not kept the oath of Yahweh and the commandment that I have instructed you with?" The king said moreover to Shimei, "You know in your heart all the wickedness that you did to David my father. Therefore Yahweh will return your wickedness on your own head. But King Solomon will be blessed, and David's throne will be established before Yahweh forever." So the king commanded Benaiah the son of Jehoiada, and he went out and fell on him, so that he died. The kingdom was established in the hand of Solomon. All right, Ezekiel chapter 19. Moreover, take up lamentation for the princes of Israel, and say, "What was your mother? A lioness. She couched among the lions. In the middle of the young lions, she nourished her cubs. She brought up one of her cubs, and he became a young lion. He learned to catch the prey. He devoured men. The nations also heard of him. And he was taken in their pit, and they brought him with hooks to the land of Egypt. Now when she saw that she had waited, and her hope was lost, then she took another of her cubs, and made him a young lion. He went up and down among the lions, and he became a young lion. He learned to catch the prey, and he devoured men. He knew their places, and laid waste their cities. The land was desolate with its fullness, because of the noise of his roaring. Then the nations attacked him on every side from the provinces. They spread their net over him, and he was taken in their pit. They put him in a cage with hooks, and brought him to the king of Babylon. They brought him into strongholds, so that his voice should no more be heard on the mountains of Israel. Your mother was like a vine in your blood, planted by the waters. It was fruitful and full of branches by reason of many waters. It had strong branches for the scepters of those who ruled. Their stature was exalted among the thick boughs, and they were seen in their height with the multitude of their branches. But it was plucked up in fury. It was cast down to the ground, and the east wind dried up its fruit. Its strong branches were broken off and withered, and the fire consumed them. Now it is planted in the wilderness, in a dry and thirsty land. Fire has gone out of its branches, and it has devoured its fruit, so that there is in it no strong branch to be scepter to rule. This is a lamentation, and shall be for a lamentation. All right. Moving into Mark chapter 14, verses 1 through 16. All right. Here we go. It was now 2 days before the Passover and the feast of unleavened bread, and the chief priests and the scribes sought how they might seize Jesus by deception and kill him. For they said, "Not during the feast, because there might be a riot among the people." While he was in Bethany, in the house of Simon the leper, as he sat at the table, a woman came having an alabaster jar of ointment of pure nard, very costly. She broke the jar and poured it over his head. But there were some who were indignant among themselves, saying, "Why has this ointment been wasted? For this might have been sold for more than 300 denarii and given to the poor." So they grumbled against her. But Jesus said, "Leave her alone. Why do you trouble her? She has done a good work for me. For you always have the poor with you, and whenever you want to, you can do them good. But you will not always have me. She has done what she could. She has anointed my body beforehand, before the burying. Most certainly I tell you, wherever this good news may be preached throughout the whole world, that which this woman has done will also be spoken of for a memorial of her." So Judas Iscariot, who was one of the 12, went away to the chief priests that he might deliver him to them. They, when they heard it, they were glad and promised to give him money. He sought how he might conveniently deliver him. On the first day of unleavened bread, when they sacrificed the Passover, his disciples asked him, "Where do you want us to go and prepare that you may eat the Passover?" He sent 2 of his disciples and said to them, "Go into the city, and there a man carrying a pitcher of water will meet you. Follow him, and wherever he enters in, tell the master of the house, 'The teacher says, where is the guest room where I may eat the Passover with my disciples?' He will himself show you a large upper room furnished and ready. Get ready for us there." His disciples went out and came into the city and found things as he had said to them, and they prepared the Passover. Wow. So, oh my goodness, that whole scene, Jesus absolutely knows he's going to the cross. He absolutely knows, and the disciples still just don't understand it. Jesus is in the middle of his disciples. They're getting ready for Passover. There's this woman that comes with nard. I'm not certain what that is, but evidently 300 denarii was about 1 year's wages for an agricultural laborer. So we are talking an entire year's wages were poured over Jesus's head. And he says that she anointed him for his burial. Jesus knows what's happening. And the people around him, they're just getting ready for Passover. They still just don't recognize it. All right, Psalm 134, a song of ascents. Look, praise Yahweh, all you servants of Yahweh, who stand by night in Yahweh's house. Lift up your hands in the sanctuary. Praise Yahweh. May Yahweh bless you from Zion, even he who made heaven and earth. Look. I love that. Oh, guys. This was kind of a short one too. Wow, what's going on with this format? I am so glad that you stopped by. I'm glad it was a little bit of a short one, so you had time to hear God's word. Thank you for coming by. Come on back for tomorrow, which is going to be day 265. I'm looking forward to that day. Have a fantastic day today, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.